While I'm waiting on some belts, I'm going to go ahead and do the brake master cylinder. I did the battery hold down last night, but I didn't film anything. The reservoir is just pressed on the lines. I've already got them pretty well broken loose. Those are 10 mil. As long as the bolts haven't been touching water or exhaust, everything's actually been coming loose pretty easily on this thing, surprisingly. These are going to be a little out of order. I'm still working on water pump stuff, waiting on some gaskets, but while I got the room here, might as well. And just a couple of 13s on the back. Those came free pretty easily. I'll zip them off the rest of the way now that they're broken loose. If I can get my drop that one. They should just pull free like so. Now this one actually still works, but the new ones are so cheap you might as well just replace everything you can. The new one is a Beck Arnley OEM manufacturer for these, and it should just slip right on. And just going to reinstall the lines and get the reservoir cleaned up. When we were picking the car up, I noticed the motor was really loose. This plate here holds the motor mount to the side of the transmission, and it was missing 2 of the bolts. This is just one that we stuck in there to hold it for now. But we got on Amazon, got a couple more. I think we're just gonna zip those out. And put new ones in. Probably want to come back at some point and put lock washers on these. Snug enough. The top one I think is stripped out. Can't even get to the bolt from this angle. After much swearing, I did get the water pump out. You can see that passage is totally blocked. I only broke 2 bolts off. The bearing is seized. I've got a new one on the way. This is the 2-pulley one. So the one that I ordered is for a 1.5 liter Fiat X19 with AC. This is the heater return pipe that runs along the back of the block. I went ahead and pulled the vacuum fitting nonsense. I'm going to go get some just some threaded plugs to block that off. But we're going to get this cleaned up, cleaned out and painted, and I might wrap it with some heat shield because it runs directly under the exhaust manifold, and it has a tendency to make the cars overheat. I'm working on getting the water pump gasket surface on the back of the block cleaned up. It goes right back here. It's a pain in the ass to get to, so I don't want to have to do it twice. I'm just about finished with the water pump. I got one more bolt left. These do go into the water jacket, so RTV the tips. That is a pain in the ass job I don't want to have to do again. The two 13mm bolts on the back of this heater pipe that goes under the manifold are an absolute nightmare with this in the way. That is a pain. I've let it run enough on the braking oil with the flush in it. It's been 10-15 minutes of idling. I'm going to go ahead and drop the oil again, pull the oil filter. The reason being, the oil filter is directly below the fuel pump. You can't take the fuel pump out with the oil filter there. So while the oil's down and I can pull that filter, I can get the pump off and get it cleaned out, because it has been just spitting black. That's why I've been running it off the funnel.
Let's just go through the rest of it. That's kind of where you expect it to be, isn't it? That's not going to be over there. Yeah, that's the worst.
With the fuel pump off, we've got more of our friend Mr. Goo. I'm dreading what the fuel tank looks like. I took the fuel pump apart and soaked it overnight in a bucket of carb cleaner. It came all pretty clean. It seemed to all still work. Gaskets weren't tore up. I did some RTV on those, a new fuel line. The last radiator hose I have to do is this one. So I just bought a 2-inch elbow on Amazon. I'm going to cut it to fit. I got that last hose on. I'm going to go ahead and start filling her up. Getting started on the brakes. I got new lines, new rotors, new pads, caliper rebuild kits. Everything in here has been coming apart okay. I got the fender liner out. There's no rust at all. Everything looks really nice under here. I do need to get the belt on, so while I'm down here, we need to go ahead and get that done. Step one is to pull one of the cotter pins out of these locking tabs and knock them out with a hammer. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. These are floating calipers. They are not bolted to the car. They're just held in with those tabs. While I'm doing the brakes, I figured I'd go ahead and pull the front bumper. This dent in the front fender has been, it's the only major damage. We found behind the grill it was also hit, and behind the bumper it was also hit. So it was a bar that went like that. Probably a parking bollard or something. Should be able to straighten that back out. We'll pull the fender another day, but that should be easy enough to straighten back out as well. I got the bracket and the caliper off. It's just 217s on the back. I went ahead and replaced the hose. It's the wrong one. They're too short, but they will work for now. And bled this one up because they're frozen in there. So I'm going to use the brake pressure to push them out. even out as far as it was, that was a battle getting that thing out of there. I had a can of this laying around. I don't know what I got it for, but we're painting shit. The caliper rebuild kit is 2 pieces, your inner O-ring and your boot. That one's easy enough to go on. I've got the caliper more or less painted. It'll be fine. I'm going to put a little grease on the O-ring. And then just seat it in where it goes. Kind of hard to mess up. It only goes in one place. Make sure it's sitting flat and it's all the way seated. You can see it down in there, that black lip. This just sits around the lip of the piston. We're go ahead and put a dab of grease around the outside as well. Not a lot, just enough to kind of help her get in there. And it should just push right in all the way to the bottom. I painted the dust shield. I'm going on with the new rotor. These do have this factory spacer ring. And the rotor is bolted on to the hub. One bolt and one locating pin for the tire. Step 1 is going to be get the caliper bracket back on. We're going to be running these DFC 4000 hybrid dynamic brake pads with the holographic box. They were the cheapest ones on Rock Auto, so I mean, how hard is it to stop a Yugo? These brake pads came with a anti-squeal strip on the back that will not work, so we're just gonna peel them off. They make the clearances too tight for the caliper to fit on, even all the way down. So now the caliper with it all the way down. You want to do a dab of grease on our surfaces here where the caliper is going to slide. Then our tabs should just go right back in. Let's do the bottom one first. Make sure they slide freely. And don't forget to put your cotter pins back in. There's a hole on each side that retains it. That's basically it. Hook the brake line back up. Again, these are temporary lines. They're not long enough. They're for a Fiat. But they'll work for now while we're getting everything rebuilt. New ones are on the way, and I'll just swap them when they come in. Got the driver's side finished up too. Same as the other side. I'm still waiting on the proper length brake hoses, but these will hold pressure as long as I don't turn the wheel too far. It should be fine for now. Mr. Socks decided it was dinner time. With the front brakes done, I'm just waiting on drums for the rear. I've already got the shoes and the hardware kits. While I've got the back in the air, we're going to go ahead and drop the tank, so that'll be on the next video. Everything else is pretty much buttoned up mechanically. I'm still working on getting the idle set right. We got belts on it, water in it. We should be able to let it run long enough to see if the thermostat works, and everything's going right along. We're almost ready for a test drive.